Hi guys, this is Alex and today we are drawing a mermaid. I did start this before mermaid, but I did finish it after, so I will include it into the whole mermaid concept. I love all the submissions and I really want to sort of be part of an event for once. I don't usually participate, so I thought that would be really fun. For this piece, I was very inspired by a photo I took myself, so the reference photos you see to the right are actually my own. I took them on the Faroe Islands, and I wanted to practice something that was a natural scene with a creature in it. So it wasn't something, that's not the first thing you have to notice in this piece, is not the mermaid. I wanted it to be the scenery. I don't usually do that, I tend to focus on characters, so I thought this would be a nice break. Anyway, enough about the piece. Someone on my last video asked me to talk about how you can support other artists. I wanna start with the free ones and then we'll get into the ones that cost money, but there are actually a lot of ways you can support an artist just by doing free things that take you just a second. Personally, I have applied some of these rules to myself, and one of the first rules is to, if you find an artist that you really love, try to find a few of their social media to follow. So you're not just following them in one place, but you're supporting them across the board, kind of. I tend to follow Instagrams, YouTubes, and Facebooks personally, and Deviantart, but you know, depending on what you like, Twitter is also a thing. I don't use Twitter. I've never had a Twitter, so I'm not going to be talking about Twitter, but I do know you can share posts there, so that would be a good thing to do as well, I think. Anyway, I wanted to break this down into each of the social media that I have experience with personally. And I think one of the biggest ones is Facebook. So for Facebook, there are a few things that are very, very, very helpful. And one of those is to, when you go see a piece you really like, you often just press like. Well, according to Facebook algorithms, it's actually better if you react. So I tend to put the love on it instead of just the like, because that Facebook sort of registers likes just as I've seen this, you know? So it doesn't up the reach that much. And what is really important on Facebook is that people interact. That's how you reach more people. Another thing you can do is, of course, comment and share. Both of those get the reach way higher than just liking or reacting. Especially commenting, because people will see, oh, you've commented on this piece, and then they are also part of the reach. That way you get out to a lot more people. You can also share it to groups, but I personally kind of don't. I'm not really part of any groups that I feel that would be appropriate. But, you know, go for it. If you know anything, just go. On Instagram, a thing you can do is obviously like, but also comment there as well, because it does also increase the reach. They've recently changed the similar algorithms to Facebook, because Facebook actually bought Instagram. So for it to get into, for instance, the suggesteds or explore on someone's profile, it's very helpful for there to be a lot of interaction in the comments and stuff like that. So if you can apply the same rule that I do, which is usually that if I like it, if I have time of course, I will also comment. I do the same on Deviantart, by the way, so that's also, if I favorite it, I can comment. You know, that's a rule I've applied to myself. You can do the same. For YouTube, it's sort of the same thing, because liking and commenting helps out tremendously for how well your videos do in searches, and and if they get into the suggesteds of someone's profile. So again, if you can do that, that would be really great. You can also share it. Oh, my dog is playing, sorry. For Tumblr, it's sort of the same, but I would actually think that reblogging would be more helpful here than just liking it, because reblogging is sort of the way you comment on Tumblr. That's what I usually do. If I really love a piece, I tend to reblog, even though my blog is primarily my own art. I have thought about doing like one share a day or something like that, but it's primarily my own. Okay, so those are the free options that I personally could think of. You can also spread the word to your family and friends. Word of mouth gets you very, very far. It's very helpful, but you can do the same thing just over social media. You don't have to do it in real life. A lot of people have their family and friends on Facebook anyway, so if you share something there, you get the idea, right? For the paid options, a lot of people have Patreon. You can pledge there. It's usually $1 or something similar to that for the lowest pledge. Obviously, you can pledge more if you want, but $1, just that $1 a month really, really helps out people. And you know, you do get perks. So I mean, what's to lose, right? If you have the money to do it, that is also a good way to help. Another way to help is to buy any merchandise that the artist has, such as prints and from their Redbubble store. I have a Redbubble store. It's always linked in my description, and I know a lot of other people link their Redbubbles and other stores down in their description boxes here on YouTube. So that is also a very, very good way to support the artist. If they are like me and cannot justify the shipping, I just recently bought a printer for printing my own prints, and I want to sell my own prints made from home, but I cannot justify the shipping to out of Denmark. So anywhere outside of Denmark is just too expensive. It's not worth it. So I'm still keeping my Redbubble store. For my personal case here, it would be most beneficial if you ordered from my soon-to-be print shop from home, because from that I get a lot more profit. From Redbubble, I only get 20%. So buying directly from the artist is also very, very helpful. So if you see some art you really like on some sort of, there are a lot of these fake t-shirt companies that steal art. They're not necessarily fake, but they steal art they didn't make and they don't own the rights to. And if you come across one of those, something you can do is to try and find the original artist and support them instead. They probably have merchandise with their piece that you really loved anyway, so that's also a way to do it. Bunch of other options as well. Some people have these online courses and so forth, but I think all the free options, everyone should be able to do those, and they are tremendously helpful. I think this is about the end of the video, so this is my finished piece, and I hope you guys really loved it. If you have any suggestions for future videos or anything else, please leave a comment down below and I will get to it. Thank you for watching, and bye!